Okay, here we go. This is Mafs, Season 10, Episode 17.
Yeah.
The best episode ever. I don't think Dean will say leave, because I don't think, unless they agree to leave.
Well, they broke the rules. Let's start from the end of the show.
Yep,
Yeah.
they broke the rules.
Finally,
Yeah.
as we sat there on the lounge saying, oh, the eternal optimist Dean, we love you. He's going to write stay. And she's going to write stay because, I don't know. And then, thank goodness, Mel stepped in and just called the BS and said, Sarah,
So you and your mate,
off you go. Not on the same bike. Right off in different directions. Be gone.
no tandem bicycle for you two.
No. It was good that Mel jumped in and basically said,
And they really had to, because there's too many couples now. That took forever.
well, there is. And look, this was getting to the point where this is not good for him as
Yeah.
a person.
No,
It's
it's
going to have
bad. It's not just
lasting-
not good for him. It's like seriously destructive. He just needed to go. He needed to go 2 weeks ago. But, you know,
She just wouldn't.
the
tell the truth.
positivity of the red coat training just kept him going there. That extra, I'm a motivational speaker and I can't be seen to give up.
Yeah.
Well, now he's gotten there. He didn't give up. He was told to leave.
Sarah could have just basically been honest. We've had
From the
this.
start.
We've said this every single episode.
Yeah.
Yep.
She could have just been honest and said to him, I just don't feel a spark. I'm sorry, I just don't. You're a great guy, and I know I said I wanted a great guy, and you are a great guy. It's not going to happen. I don't
I really want to
physically-
go to the local prison and get whatever walks out the door tomorrow morning.
Yep.
And go back to my type.
I mean, the worst part for me, he started the whole experiment with the premise every relationship I've been in recently has ended in the friend zone, and he didn't even make it out of it in this one. It
Yeah.
started in the friend zone. It didn't get anywhere past.
Well, that's
it.
his normal. That's his go-to move. That's what he's been doing his whole life.
I know, and I just
No,
feel-
it's not, because he did spend that brief period as a dirtbag Dean, and that didn't work for him. And all his friends said, "Nope, you've been a dirtbag Dean. Get fat again." So he did, and now he's back to friend zone Dean.
yeah. Sarah and Dean are done.
They
it's
are.
over.
And Dean,
Rejoice.
So
There
everybody,
is-
bow your heads and move on.
Yep.
Dean, we wish you well.
We do.
And there is a lady out there. She's going to adore you.
And we're not going to say bad things about Sarah. It's just over, and it should be.
Yeah. So, started off the night with Abby and John. Super
Abby and John.
sweet.
Yep.
Yep.
Super
Going
sweet.
great.
Going well.
They look
Yep.
like it could work.
Yep, they are super cute, going great. Then we move on to Leah
And Lee.
and Lee.
Don't you mean Lee? And Lee.
Lee.
Yeah. Okay. I am just going to call it right now. We need to get some new experts on the UK series because Paul is an idiot. Paul basically said, Leah said, I'm just a friendly person. I talk to everybody.
Yeah.
And Paul said, you need to fix your behaviour and not be a friendly person, effectively.
Yeah.
And that's just rubbish. Because in the situation where you've got one person who's outgoing and friendly and can speak to anybody, that actually helps bring the other person along. Leah does not need to affect change in her personality. She's great. Lee needs to learn to trust.
I will
because-
say,
Yep.
I understand the whole I'm trying to set this boundary and it seems like you're not respecting it. But when the boundary is don't talk to other women ever, kind
Well,
of feels like
no.
it's a hard bar.
No, it's not going to be don't talk to other women ever. Her boundary is don't talk to anybody ever. Because you've got to remember,
bi.
Leah's bi. So everyone's a risk. So the boundary is don't talk to anybody that I don't think you should talk to that is in the slightest bit attractive.
You made a
Ever.
comment while we were watching it, and you said that Lee sees Leah as a possession.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does. Leah sees Lee as... No. Lee sees Leah as a possession. And she doesn't... She's not she said she's not particularly attracted to her, which I think is nuts. But she said she's not particularly attracted to her, but she can't let anyone else play with her toy because that's just not on, even when that person fully intends to hand the toy back at the end. Didn't really sound right, but you know what I'm saying. These people don't want to marry Leah and take her away. They're just having a friendly chat. And this comes up in another couple as well in a few minutes. We know that Northerners do tend to chat a lot more than Southerners. And Essex people are a little bit, I'm going to say standoffish, if you go by the stereotype.
Yep.
So you've got this situation where Leah is always going to be chatting to people. She's going to pass someone with a fluffy dog in the street and she's going to stop for a 15-minute chat.
Yeah.
But she'll probably give them some lovely advice.
Yeah.
And they'll think she's really nice.
Yep.
And Lee will be standing there tapping a foot. And that's not okay.
Yeah.
And
You know,
Paul,
Yeah, Paul's advice.
Paul's just backing Lee up.
Paul's advice to Lee was don't think about your emotions. When is that ever the answer?
No. His advice wasn't don't think about your emotions. It was don't think. Don't think.
When
she
is
said,
that-
I get into a place where I go and I overthink things. Yes, don't think. Whatever you do, don't think. Just rely on your emotions. And her emotions are mixed up and wrong.
Yeah.
He's like, she's bad. He's worse.
Who's ever said you're having a really emotional reaction to this? Don't think it through. Don't think,
Yeah.
don't try and understand where these emotions are coming from.
No.
Just feel them?
Yeah.
How is that
She's
ever
already
the answer?
feeling them. That's why she's just been a psycho about
That's why
it.
she's reacting the way that she's reacting. Now, did we all think that she didn't make eye contact with Leah
No,
at
When she
all?
said she
all.
could.
And when she turned around at the end, I'm sorry, there was no authenticity
No.
in the I care for you.
Yep.
Like, it was like she was just saying it like I'm
Straight
saying
off
it
the
to the
script.
microphone.
Yeah.
She didn't even look.
Yep.
There was nothing in her body language.
She has no authenticity whatsoever.
Nothing in the tone in her voice, and she couldn't even turn her head so that her voice was towards Leah. It was just BS,
It
I
was
thought.
so painful.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to refer to Mafs Australia now. I'm not a great fan of John, but compared to John, Paul is just a complete hack.
He has not had great advice this episode, and I don't think he's
And he's
given
been giving a
advice.
lot of it.
Yeah, he has not had a single banger, I don't think.
I think maybe they made a deal before that said something like, now look, Mel, you're getting your way on that pair, so I'm going to give the advice on those ones. Because Mel didn't say anything about Lee and Leah.
So Paul talked about every single couple except for Sarah and Dean.
Yep.
Now, maybe he did, and the editors just didn't put it in there. However, it can't have been that good if the editors didn't put it in there. Anyway, so moving on to Nellie and Stephen.
Nellie and Stephen.
Yeah.
Just
That was a
Sarah
wreck.
and
Again.
Dean yourselves.
Paul,
Yeah,
Insane advice.
more bad advice.
Yep.
what? And he knows he's deflecting. That's his default.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't tell him anything the guy didn't know. That's what he does.
But the deflection wasn't particularly deflecty. He was asking the question.
Yeah.
Okay, we're talking about her now, but why doesn't this go my way too? Why
Yeah.
does she get the benefit of the doubt and I don't?
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Yeah.
You're deflecting. No, you're deflecting. You can't handle the truth. You know that.
I know.
And I gotta say, we are not favoriting Stephen here.
I
Oh,
can't
no.
stand
Out of
Stephen.
all the things to call him out for, deflecting is the smallest one.
Yeah.
There's so many problems.
Absolutely.
You
No, I
could throw
don't
a
like
dart.
Stephen.
You could throw a dart at that board and hit any other problem.
And you'd
So,
be there.
do you know what Paul did? Paul just dropped the bomb on them
Yeah.
because this is too big. What he just asked both of them to do, which is
It's more
basically,
than they could ever do.
Nellie, be more needy. And then he said to Stephen, you are not allowed to deflect. You need to basically be there for her and honour her feelings and serve.
Deflecting's his only move.
What he did was he just released the brake off the train that's at the top of the mountain, and he's just let it. He knows full well it is going to crash and derail.
Stephen's got to hold it all in, and he can't. He just doesn't have the capacity.
No.
We've seen that. So he's got to hold it all in.
Yep.
While she goes pushing need at him.
Yep.
And that's just going to go boom.
So moving on to Leo and April. I mean, they had a great wedding. They had a fantastic honeymoon. Their intimacy's good. April has expressed her concerns about, a deeper connection.
But
And
they
a lack of
days.
communication.
Yeah, she did say sorry to him before she raised that
That
she
was
hadn't
really nice.
raised it with him before they came in.
That was,
Yeah.
and
So-
she was like, normally they just throw him under the bus. But
Yeah.
she said, I'm about to throw you under the bus, love, but I'm going to do it as gently as I
like, yeah,
possibly
Race
can.
while I do it.
What would you like, the number 22 bus or the number 23 bus?
That's right. That's
What?
right. Do you
You
want
want-
the express one?
It's
or
gonna
the
be-
one that...
It's going to be that one.
Do you want
this
double
one right
decker
here.
or do you want the one that bends?
And push.
Yeah.
That's right. You know, she's worried it's his personality.
Well, it is ultimately.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so Mel told him to
Change his
jump
personality.
in and ask... No, she didn't. Mel told him
Well,
to jump in and ask questions.
Yeah, to be, but I mean, if it's his personality that's holding him back, effectively,
Yeah.
That is the
like they just never do this with the women, and it does annoy me.
Okay, we're on to Reese and Leisha.
You mean Robbie Rotten?
Ugh.
Why, of all of Paul's times to jump in and say, you're the bad guy, you should fix this, why did we not have a look at Reese, who's comically wearing his mustache with the curled ends, and he's tapping his fingers together like this? What is wrong with these people?
And even he had smirks on his face when,
Yeah.
like, when it was going his way. It was like just not. Like
He's
I
a
said,
ringer. I'm sorry.
He's a ringer.
He's a ringer.
We know he has
Oh, he's a-
dated in the TV reality pool in
Yeah.
the past, but the thing is they're picking on poor Leisha, and that's not okay.
No.
And this whole thing, and I think I've said it before, that she was talking to some guy on the aeroplane for an hour. Well, he was sitting there, as Caitlin described, like a sack of potatoes, watching a movie for an hour
Yeah.
when she was sick.
Yeah, where
So
else did
where
you...
was he going to be?
Where else did you have to go, Reese? You're on an aeroplane.
He had a very important appointment at the time.
Like, really?
We're harking back to Lee and Leah here
Yeah.
with that whole Northern versus Essex thing, where Northerners talk to anyone.
Yeah,
So she's up there waiting at the toilet because she's had a gack and she might gack again.
that's right.
She's waiting up there. She strikes up a conversation. She didn't take her ring off, stick it in a pocket, and go.
Hey
You
there,
know,
sailor.
she was just having a
Yeah.
chat with some
That's
guy.
right. I think we said yesterday they weren't in the toilet together. Yeah, I don't know. But there are so many red flags with this guy.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
Paul.
he is.
no. Yeah, Paul.
Yeah, Paul.
Might as well be. Yeah.
One, Reese,
Just the name.
on the honeymoon, it was clear from Leisha that they had been intimate quite a few times. Don't be a dirtbag. If you know full well you're not into this chick, just don't be so low and
Control
do
yourself.
that. Reese, we went through this yesterday. If someone needs to go to the emergency room,
Go with.
no questions asked.
Even
you
if it's a dog,
just...
you wouldn't send a dog to the vet on its own.
That's right.
And you married this chick.
3, Reese. If you had have been a nice guy and pressed pause on the movie on the aeroplane where you had nowhere else to be and gone and made sure that your new wife was okay, she may not have ended up, because she was clearly hanging around the toilet because she thought she might be sick again.
Yeah.
So you could have just been a nice guy and pressed pause on that movie and gone down and made sure. You could have just, because no one's going to get hacked off that you're going to check on your wife.
See, the thing
Now,
is,
if you're just walking up and down the plane because you're just annoying people, that's different. Everybody could clearly see, if she had vomit all down the front of her,
Yeah.
that she was sick.
You're like numbering through it. I don't know if you've seen the Saw movies. Have you seen the Saw movies?
No.
Okay. The guy who does the sawing, the saw guy, I don't
Oh,
remember
no.
his name.
Okay.
The way he goes through it is he does it with like a whole moral justice system. And so
Okay.
you've done all these bad things and now you've
Oh.
got to like chop your arm off or do something.
Okay.
And the way you were going through it was so
Oops.
close to it in my mind.
Okay.
I was like, you're about to end this with, now, do you value your wife or your fame? And like you were gonna like cut his head off or something. I was sitting there waiting for it.
Well, now the question is, do you have any more?
They're my
Because I
points.
have another point.
No,
Another point.
I'm done.
Bonus point. He just start with his lips and he puts chapstick on. And I can't take any man seriously that puts chapstick on. Like, I don't care if your lips get dry.
He's got performative chapstick too.
I don't care if your lips get dry. If you do have to put chapstick on, don't be caught on film.
Do it privately, okay?
It's-
All right, moving on to Ashley and Grace. Looks like they've had a good week, although it did really annoy us, and it annoyed us again when basically Grace said, oh, I got validation that Ash is a nice
He's
guy.
actually a nice guy.
and
Not
that
3 weeks of watching him be a
No,
nice guy. That
no,
wasn't enough.
No.
But 2 random women is the important part, that happen to be his family members,
Yeah.
said he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
She can believe 2 random women
Yeah.
for a half-hour meeting
Yeah.
over the guy she's been living with for 3 weeks.
Yeah, who's been solidly displaying the same behaviours over and over and over consistently.
And putting up with quite a deep level of rubbish from her.
Yeah.
Angry
Either
at
way,
her.
Ashley and Grace Truthers stay winning.
Julia, Ruth, and Devani.
Oh, let me see. Can I keep my stomach from churning and hurling all over the floor like Leisha in an aeroplane? I don't know. It's...
They're just
So
not gonna
anyway,
work.
I found it interesting they didn't call her out on Stop the BS, talk about how you actually feel. However, we think, see, what was interesting and what we remembered is Devani's attracted to her. She won't answer the question. She's not sure if she's physically attracted to him. Basically, when things started to not really go how she wanted them to. However, if we cast our minds back
There
to
were
the
some
family
comments
and friends time together,
with her special friends.
her friends asked the question about the bedroom antics, intimacy, sex, whatever you want to call it, however
And
you
she did a
refer
bit of
to
a,
it.
was it like a grimace and a...
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a real kind of cringe, like it was repulsive, right?
Does that mean they did something and it was repulsive? Or does it mean that it's repulsive, the thought of doing something?
That is the
Well,
question.
it alluded to the fact that they had, and that she was like, ugh, that was, ugh.
Moving on a little bit to what we saw in the preview, there's a lot of talk now from Devani implying that maybe something happened and she's lying that it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So maybe she's just blocked it completely out of her memory because he's so awful.
Fair enough.
And
Anyway.
he is pretty awful.
Yeah.
And, I mean, she's his type, but why wouldn't she be?
Anyway, moving on to Maeve and Joe. Joe, we're
Yeah.
very sorry that your granddad passed away.
Yes.
They're still having the same problems that they were having to begin with.
Yeah.
That's kind of going to be there until they
And
make a decision.
Paul, again, he
Gave bad
basically
advice.
set the train wreck
Yeah.
up to happen by telling Maeve, and he asks her, describe yourself. She says, loud, outgoing, and opinionated. He says, be the authentic you, just be who you are. Okay, we're not saying don't be who you are. We're never saying that. However,
I know,
what
sometimes
was...
I say that to people. Sometimes people shouldn't be who they are.
But this is not
What-
one of
what-
those.
But this is not one of those times.
You've both been monitoring, or what would you call it?
Self-censoring.
Yeah, you've both been self-censoring because it's a stressful process. You don't know each other, you're shacked up together. Maeve's missing her little boy, right, etc., etc. However, Paul, again, no, you just get out there and you be you.
You be you, and don't be apologetic about it. Just be all of you right now.
That's right. Just be the steam train with the bridge that hasn't been finished. You do that.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's much better advice to imply to someone to ease the other person into it.
Yeah.
So, now that they know you and they like you,
Yeah.
let them have a little bit more of you,
Yeah.
right? Because we all
Yeah.
present our best side when we first meet people.
Yeah.
Or we should. And then as you get more comfortable and you can see what that person's like and what parts of you they can handle, and frankly, some parts of you might want to change anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're done. Okay, hit the subscribe, the like. Come on, you know the deal. Give us some love here. I mean, tomorrow night previews, it's all explosive.
Okay, what we need to fade to today is the chains coming off. We want to see the chains bursting
Breaking free.
away. That's in memory of our Dean.
Yeah.